I hope this finds you doing well. In Isaiah 29, verse 16 says, you turn things upside down. Shall the potter be regarded as the clay, that the thing made should say of its maker, he did not make me? Or the thing formed say of him who formed it, he has no understanding? So here is Isaiah as he's giving these prophecies and seeing how the people of God, Israel, had actually turned everything upside down. Instead of them living in submission to their sovereign King and Lord, they were beginning to dictate what God must do, or to question his judgment. Why is he doing this? And why is he doing that? Or not doing this or not doing that? The question is, can the potter be regarded in the same vein as the pot? Does the clay have the right to question the hand and the shape of which the potter makes it? Is it okay for the clay to question what is right or wrong? It's just turning everything upside down, as though God was not provident. It lifts man up to the place where he feels like he can question God. We must recognize, or we don't must, but we need to recognize the absolute power of the potter to form and fashion the clay in whatever design he desires. Now, I think it's very similar here as what you find Paul describing in Romans 9 when he's taken the attention to Israel. And in verse 18, he said, so then he has mercy on whomever he wills, and he hardens whomever he wills. You will say to me then, why does he still find fault? For who can resist his will? But who are you, O man, to answer back to God? Will what is molded say to its molder, why have you made me like this? Has the potter no right over the clay to make out of the same lump one vessel for honorable use and another for dishonorable use? You see, Paul was saying, listen, who are we to question the sovereign hand and working of God? Is God not creator, all-knowing? Are we not his creation lacking in discernment and ability and wisdom to fully comprehend what he's doing? You know, the vessel of honor, the vessel of dishonor. The potter makes one clay to be a vessel for eating or of decoration, another to be a chamber pot. Who says it's wrong? I think it's wrong to try and develop a whole theology of the sovereign will of God determining some people are going to be saved and some people are destined to hell. I think that is to miss the point. I think the point really is there's a lot of things we don't understand that go on in the world, or what happens in our lives. We have questions. We say, why me? Why now? Why this? And yet we should be at peace and surrender, knowing that our God, who is sovereign, who is our Lord, who is our King, knows what's best for us, what's best for his kingdom. Do we understand all of his movings or workings? No. And neither should we expect to, because we're not sovereign. We're not God. He is the potter, and we are the clay. We are in submission to his good will. We question, we lack understanding, certainly, but we trust what we know about him, that as his beloved children, he's working all things together for good. It's not for us to decide every aspect of our purpose in the world, but to remember that in every place and in every circumstances, we are his and not our own. And he who loves us is free to use us or to manifest his life through us as he sees best. And as children, we do not question or should not question the Father. Interestingly, Isaiah hits this theme a few more times throughout the book. In chapter 45, verse 9, he says, "Woe to him who strives with him who formed him. A pot among earthen pots. Does the clay say to him who forms it, 'What are you making?' Or, 'Your work has no handles'?" See, again, he's saying, who are we to question what a sovereign, almighty, all-loving God is doing? I hear people say sometimes like, well, why would a good God allow this? Or why would a good God do this? To which we must respond, we're simply clay, earthen vessels. Paul said to the Corinthians, he says, for we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. We're earthen jars, jars of clay, but filled with an incredible treasure, his own life, so that the attention would never be on the clay, but on the potter. And so the sum of our lives is not to question what he's doing or why he's doing it, to simply trust his sovereign working, to manifest his great power and glory. In Isaiah 64:8, he says, "But now, O Lord, you are our Father, and we are the clay, and you are the potter. We are all the work of your hand." And so we trust that we have a loving Father who cares for us. He's the potter, we're the clay. We have no ability to understand fully what a sovereign God is doing, but he is our good, good Father. And we are his beloved children. What we don't understand, we should not question, for we know he's our Father and he's good. Well, I hope it encourages you and gives you something to think and meditate on. Have a great day. Love you.